The Preakness Stakes is an American flat thoroughbred horse race held on the third Saturday in May each year at Pimlico Race Course in Baltimore, Maryland. It is a grade I race run over a distance of 9.5 furlongs, 1 3/16 miles, 1,900 meters, on dirt. Colts and geldings carry 126 pounds, 57 kilograms, fillies 121 pounds, 55 kilograms. It is the second jewel of the Triple Crown, held 2 weeks after the Kentucky Derby and 3 weeks before the Belmont Stakes. First run in 1873, the Preakness Stakes was named by a former Maryland governor after a winning colt at Pimlico. The race has been termed the Run for the Black-Eyed Susans because a blanket of yellow flowers altered to resemble Maryland's state flower is placed around the winner's neck. Attendance at the Preakness Stakes ranks second in North America among equestrian events, only surpassed by the Kentucky Derby. The 142nd running of the Preakness Stakes took place on Saturday, May 20, 2017. History 2 years before the Kentucky Derby was run for the first time, Pimlico introduced its new stakes race for 3-year-olds, the Preakness, during its first ever spring race meet in 1873. Former Maryland Governor Odin Bowie named the then mile and 1/2, 2.41 kilometers, race in honor of the colt Preakness from Milton Holbrook Sanford's Preakness Stables in Preakness, Wayne Township, New Jersey, who won the dinner party stakes on the day Pimlico opened, October 25, 1870. The New Jersey name was said to have come from the Native American name Quail Woods, for the area. After Preakness won the dinner party stakes, his jockey, Billy Hayward, untied a silk bag of gold coins that hung from a wire stretched across the track from the judges' stand. This was the supposed way that the wire at the finish line was introduced and how the awarding of purse money came to be. In reality, the term purse, meaning prize money, had been in use for well over a century. The first Preakness, held on May 27, 1873, drew 7 starters. John Chamberlain's 3-year-old survivor collected the $2,050 winning purse by galloping home easily by 10 lengths. This was the largest margin of victory until 2004, when Smarty Jones won by 11.5 lengths. In 1890, Morris Park Racecourse in the Bronx, New York hosted the Preakness Stakes. This race was run under handicap conditions, and the age restriction was lifted. The race was won by a 5-year-old horse named Montague. After 1890, there was no race run for 3 years. For the 15 years from 1894 through 1908, the race was held at Gravesend Racetrack on Coney Island, New York. In 1909 it returned to Pimlico. 7 editions of the Preakness Stakes have been run under handicap conditions, in which more accomplished or favored horses are assigned to carry heavier weight. It was first run under these conditions in 1890 and again in the years 1910 to 1915. During these years, the race was known as the Preakness Handicap. In March 2009, Magna Entertainment Corp., which owns Pimlico, filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, thus throwing open the possibility the stakes could move again. On April 13, 2009, the Maryland legislature approved a plan to buy the stakes and the Pimlico course if Magna Entertainment cannot find a buyer. Attendance at the Preakness Stakes ranks second in North America and usually surpasses the attendance of all other stakes races including the Belmont Stakes, the Breeders' Cup and the Kentucky Oaks. The attendance of the Preakness Stakes typically only trails the Kentucky Derby. For more information, see American Thoroughbred Racing Top Attended Events. Evolution of the Triple Crown Series The Preakness is the second leg in American Thoroughbred Racing's Triple Crown Series and almost always attracts the Kentucky Derby winner, some of the other horses that ran in the Derby, and often a few horses that did not start in the Derby. The Preakness is 1 3/16 miles, or 9.5 furlongs, compared to the Kentucky Derby, which is 1 1/4 miles, 10 furlongs. It is followed by the third leg, the Belmont Stakes, which is 1.5 miles, 12 furlongs. Since 1932, the order of Triple Crown races has the Kentucky Derby first, followed by the Preakness Stakes and then the Belmont Stakes. Prior to 1932, the Preakness was run before the Derby 11 times. On May 12, 1917, and again on May 13, 1922, the Preakness and the Derby were run on the same day. Today, the Preakness is run on the third Saturday in May, 2 weeks after the Kentucky Derby, and 3 weeks before the Belmont Stakes. Consequently, the race is run no earlier than May 15, and no later than May 21. Running the race Just after the horses for the Preakness are called to the post, the audience is invited to to sing Maryland, My Maryland, the official state song of Maryland. Traditionally, the Baltimore Colts marching band led the song from the infield. Today, the United States Naval Academy Glee Club leads the song. As soon as the Preakness winner has been declared official, a painter climbs a ladder to the top of a replica of the old clubhouse cupola. The colors of the victorious owner's silks are applied on the jockey and horse that are part of the weather vane atop the infield structure. The practice began in 1909 when a horse and rider weather vane sat atop the old members' clubhouse, which was constructed when Pimlico opened in 1870. The Victorian building was destroyed by fire in June 1966. A replica of the old building's cupola was built to stand in the Preakness winner's circle in the infield. A blanket of yellow flowers daubed with black lacquer to recreate the appearance of a black-eyed Susan, see winning, is placed around the winning horse's neck at this time, and a replica of the woodlawn vase is given to the winning horse's owner. Should that horse have also won the Kentucky Derby, speculation and excitement immediately begin to mount as to whether that horse will go on to win the Triple Crown of thoroughbred racing at the Belmont Stakes in June. Winning the race In 1917, the first woodlawn vase was awarded to the Preakness winner, who was not allowed to keep it. Eventually a half-size reproduction of the trophy was given to winners to keep permanently. The original trophy is kept at the Baltimore Museum of Art and brought to the race each year under guard, for the winner's presentation ceremony. In 1940, it was proposed to drape the winning horse in a garland of the Maryland state flower, Rudbeckia hirta, commonly called black-eyed Susans. This posed a problem, as the race is run nearly 2 months before the flowers come into bloom in late June or July. At first, yellow Viking daisies were painted to resemble black-eyed Susans. Painted flowers have been discontinued since the first decade of the current millennium, and Viking palms, a member of the chrysanthemum family, are now used. Although the Preakness is sometimes referred to as the race for the black-eyed Susans, no black-eyed Susan is ever used. In 1918, 26 horses entered the race, and it was run in 2 divisions, providing for 2 winners that year. Currently, the race is limited to 14 horses. In 1948, the Preakness was televised for the first time by CBS. The Preakness has been run at 7 different distances: 1.5 miles, 2.41 kilometers, 1873 to 1888, 1890, 1.25 miles, 2.01 kilometers, 1889, 1.16 miles, 1.71 kilometers, 1894 to 1900, 1908, 1 mile 70 yards, 1.67 kilometers, 1901 to 1907, 1 mile, 1.61 kilometers, 1909, 1910, 1.8 miles, 1.81 kilometers, 1911 to 1924, 1 3/16 miles, 1.91 kilometers, 1925 present, purse money At its inauguration in 1873, the Preakness carried a value of $1,000. The first major increase occurred in 1919 when the race had a $25,000 value. It climbed to $100,000 in 1946 and in 1959 was raised to $150,000. Subsequent increases occurred from 1979 to 1989, when the purse rose 4 times from $200,000 to $500,000, before going to $1 million in 1997. On December 12, 2013, the Maryland Jockey Club announced for the 2014 running of the Preakness the purse would be increased from $1 million to $1,500,000. Infield Fest The race has had something of a party atmosphere in the past, especially in the infield, which is general admission. The course had a bring-your-own-booze policy until 2009, formerly including kegs of beer, but in the 2000s restricted to all the beer cans a person could carry in a cooler. However, despite crowds in excess of 100,000, the BYOB policy was cancelled in 2009 after videos of intoxicated people running along the tops of lines of portable toilets while being pelted by beer cans reached a large audience. In 2009, with the alcohol ban, race attendance dropped to 77,850 after topping 100,000 for 8 consecutive years. In 2010, and the Maryland Jockey Club responded with a new event called Infield Fest with performances by musical acts, the Mug Club, which included an infield ticket and an unlimited refill beer mug, and a mascot named Kegasus, a play on keg and Pegasus, though actually a centaur. The much-derided Kegasus was retired in 2013. In 2010, ticket sales had recovered to 95,760 and have since stayed high. Aside from Infield Fest, the race is known for its fancy hats and official cocktail, the Black-Eyed Susan, made with vodka, Saint Germain liqueur and pineapple, lime and orange juices. Records Speed record 1 3/16 miles, 1.91 kilometers, 1:53 Secretariat, 1973. Secretariat, the 1973 winner, and ultimately a Triple Crown winner, was originally credited with a running time of 1:55. 2 daily racing form clockers, however, timed Secretariat's Preakness in 1:53 2/5, a new stakes record. A hearing was held over the time discrepancy, where a video replay showed Secretariat reached the wire faster than Canonera 2, the then current record holder. But instead of giving Secretariat the record, the Maryland Jockey Club decided to split the difference and make its official time that of Pimlico's clocker, who timed the race in 1:54 2/5. The matter was finally resolved in a June 2012 meeting of the Maryland Racing Commission, which unanimously ruled to change Secretariat's final time to 1:53 based on testimony and analysis of the race replays. Consequently, Secretariat holds the current official record for all 3 Triple Crown races. Margin of victory, 11.5 lengths, Smarty Jones, 2004, 10 lengths, Survivor, 1873, 9 3/4 lengths, Funny Side, 2003, 8 lengths, Count Fleet, 1943, most wins by a jockey, 6 Eddie Arcaro, 1941, 1948, 1950, 1951, 1955, 1957, 5 Pat Day, 1985, 1990, 1994, 1995, 1996, 3 George Barbie, 1873, 1876, 1883, 3 Bill Hartack, 1956, 1964, 1969, 3 Lloyd Hughes, 1875, 1879, 1880, 3 Gary Stevens, 1997, 2001, 2013, 3 Victor Espinoza, 2002, 2014, 2015, 3 Kent Desermo, 1998, 2008, 2016, most wins by a trainer, 7 R. Wyndham Walden, 1875, 1878, 1879, 1880, 1881, 1882, 1888, 6 Bob Baffert, 1997, 1998, 2001, 2002, 2010, 2015, 6 D. Wayne Lucas, 1980, 1985, 1994, 1995, 1999, 2013, 5 Thomas J. Healy, 1901, 1922, 1923, 1926, 1929, 4 Jim Fitzsimmons, 1930, 1935, 1955, 1957, 4 Jimmy Jones, 1947, 1948, 1956, 1958, 3 John Whalen, 1907, 1911, 1913, most wins by an owner, 7 Calumet Farm, 1941, 1944, 1947, 1948, 1956, 1958, 1968, 2013, also the leading breeder with 7, 5 George L. Lorillard, 1878, 1879, 1880, 1881, 1882, 4 Harry P. Whitney, 1908, 1921, 1927, 1928, fillies in the Preakness 5 fillies have won the Preakness, 1903 Flo Carline, 1906 Whimsical, 1915 Rhine Maiden, 1924 Nellie Morse, 2009 Rachel Alexandra, winners of the Preakness Stakes since 1873 Note, timed to the 1/4 second 1873 to 1899, to the 1/5 second 1900 to 2002, to the 1/100th since 2003 See also Maryland Jockey Club, Preakness Stakes top 4 finishers and of starters, Black-Eyed Susan Stakes, Triple Crown Productions, American Thoroughbred Racing top attended events, list of Preakness Stakes broadcasters, references external links Preakness Stakes website, ESPN.com. Attending the Preakness includes future dates. History of the Preakness Stakes in the May 14, 1922, edition 1, of the daily racing form. Preakness. Watching the Preakness online. Among the people of Baltimore's Preakness Stakes. The Preakness Stakes and revisionist history. 10 things you should know about the Preakness at Hello Race Fans.